Hello everyone, it's Pepsi back here in Roblox Wild Horse Islands. I am super excited because I'm going to be talking about some leaks, new events, and upcoming changes in the game that we have gotten in the past several days. I wanted to make this video because in the past several days we have gotten a lot of information that I think a lot of you guys will be interested in if you haven't already seen this on the official Happy Acres Discord. But I will also be posting a second video today opening those competition hub chests to try to get some summer colors and double limited. So if you were looking for that video, I still will be posting that today. Check out my channel page later today or subscribe if you're not already if you would like to see that. But let's get into the leaks and information, and there are timestamps in the video description and in the video bar down below as per usual. Getting started with the oldest leak that I haven't talked about yet. We have some new information about the Magical Tree of the Forest. If you don't know what that is, it is an event coming to the game late August, and I have it included in my previous leaks video because that's when it was introduced. So check that out in the top right-hand corner of the screen right now if you would want to go watch that to get a bit of information about the Magical Tree. So Trick adds some more in this leak. This was posted on July 17th. Trick adds that the Magical Tree of the Forest will allow you to change some things about your horse that you normally wouldn't be able to. However, it will not be an easy feature to access. This may include very high fees or locating a rare untradeable resource. Trick adds this may include things like, and also notes that none of these are guaranteed to be added, but this is the general idea they have for the Magical Tree. It potentially can give you the ability to change your horse's purity, potentially give you the ability to change your horse's friendliness, potentially give you the ability to change your horse's favorite food, and even potentially give you the ability to uncap your horse's maximum stats or make them OG. Trick also adds in the bottom there is a naming change, so instead of calling it the Magical Tree of the Forest, it'll be called the Tree of Blessing, and it will be found in the Magical Forest. I am so excited. I know there are some horses that I will be trying to change the traits of, and I'm definitely going to be saving up tokens for those high fees potentially. But if you guys are excited for this, how do you guys feel about it? If you have certain horses you're planning on changing, let me know down below. I would love to hear your opinions. Moving on to the second one. Oh, I didn't realize I had the idle screen. We'll keep going. Moving on to the second leak, we do have more information about the upcoming summer event IUH boost. Trick has hinted about having an IUH boost near the end of the summer event, like normal with some of the previous events. But we do have a date and time officially. So Trick posted this event page, and again, this is in my time zone. I live on the west coast of the United States, or in Pacific time, so this may be different for you. If you're in the opposite side of the world, it might even be the next day for you. In my time zone, though, it begins on Friday, August 1st at 2 p.m. Pacific time, and it'll end in 48 hours, so it ends Sunday, August 3rd at 2 p.m. Pacific time. If you would like to see it in your time zone, check out the Happy Acres Discord, or you can convert my time zone to your time zone. If you also want to comment down below, I can maybe help you try to convert to time zones if you're struggling with that. Again, this is a 48-hour IUH boost, so 2 days, and wild horses will have a 2 times regular chance spawning. So the normal chance for IUHs is 1 out of 1,000. So during the boost, again, keep in mind it'll be 1 out of 500 chance, which is so good. I know a lot of event IUHs probably are going to be caught since it's during the event. So I'm excited for that as well, to see all of those in socials. Me personally, I'm going to be looking, potentially, crossing my fingers, for high tiers. I would love to get another high tier, potentially, if the game wants to give me some luck, but I will be grateful for any IUHs. And if the game wants to be super lucky and give me an event IUH, I definitely would take one of those. But if you're looking for some specific IUHs during this boost, let me know down below. I know a lot of you guys will be hunting as well. We're gonna still ignore that disconnected screen. I'm so sorry. Moving on to the third bit of information. This is actually a clarification from Trick. So Trick says, I've seen some of the confusion around naturally dyed horses and why sometimes event horses have a natural hair color that's a dye, but they're not tagged as natural dyes. Trick clarifies that the reason for this is that event coats can still be found with various hair dye colors commonly and not hit the rare 1 out of 750 chance of being naturally dyed, thus they do not get the special tag. In addition to commonly coming with the natural dye colors, Trick says they also have the additional 1 out of 750 chance of being natural dyes, resulting in the tag when that's hit. So the example Trick gives is you could find a pinata donkey with pinata fade hair dye naturally, so it could naturally be pure because that's the event color. And it may or may not be tagged as naturally dyed depending on if the game spawned it with that 1 out of 750 chance. Or if it would just spawn with the more common pure option with having pinata fade. And Trick also notes that they can see why this confuses some people, and Trick may change it change how it works in the future to reduce confusion, potentially. So the best way I can explain this, because it can still be a little confusing, is think of previous events. So let's say the St. Patrick's event. During that event, we did not have naturally dies as an option, natural dyed horses as an option. So you would not see horses with the natural dye tag. But we still had the White Lucky Shire, and one of the color options for that event horse was Shamrock Green for the mane and tail. And if we're using this example, that Shamrock Green was not a natural color that you can find on horses in the game. It was an event color. It also wasn't the pure event color either for that horse, but it was one of the options you could find because it looks good with the coat, right? So that would be my example. It's the same thing where you can find, and pinata donkeys are the more confusing option because there are a lot of colors that go with it. But you could find a pinata donkey with sunny fade, with coral, with I think I've seen sunset fade as well. You can find them with a lot of these event colors, but that doesn't mean it's a natural dye. It might just be one of the options that goes with that coat, because that's what the developers put in the game. They always put certain hair colors that go with the coat when they are spawning in the wild. Hopefully that helps clarify it a little bit. If you guys still need some additional help trying to clarify this, let me know down in the comments. Maybe I can help, or one of you guys can help as well. But that's why sometimes you may or may not have the naturally dyed tag specifically on event horses. And moving on to the fourth bit of information, we have another leak. This is super exciting. So if you haven't seen my previous video on changes being made to Blizzard and the new islands, check that out in the top right-hand corner. But we do have some more information about Blizzard being transferred to Glacier Island. So again, the current Blizzard map will be transferred to Glacier Island, which will be around level 90. And there are several colors that are coming with Glacier Island. The current IUH colors for Blizzard will be transferred to the old Blizzard map. So the new Glacier Island IUH colors have been released by Trick yesterday on July 20th. Trick posted there are 4 new IUH colors coming. It'll be Icy Green, Glacier Blue, Glacier Green, and Glacier Pink. I expanded the image in the right side so you guys can see the textures a bit better, but I am so excited. I love the greens being added because if y'all know me, my favorite color is green, and I think I'm most excited for the Glacier Green. Tell me which one of these you are most excited for, what horse and coat you are hoping to find these IUHs on potentially. Down below if you want to talk about these new IUH colors. I know a lot of you guys have been mentioning it in live streams and are super excited, and I definitely am as well. Moving on to our 5th and 6th leak, technically these kind of go together. Trick talked about some of the new changes going forward with natural dyes and IUHs. So, Trick said yesterday as well on July 20th that going forward, all breed event coats like Burgundy Dapples, the Fawn horses, and the Ghostly horses will be able to be found with island unique hairs or naturally dyed hair colors. This was never possible before. So, but it is now. So previously, you could never get a ghost horse with a IUH color or a naturally dyed color. You couldn't get a Burgundy Dapple with a naturally dyed color. There were some IUHs, but we'll talk about it. And the Fawn was the same case. So Trick did put an edit saying IUH Burgundy Dapples and Fawns were technically possible in the past, but this wasn't actually intended and they were extremely rare. Now it'll be an intended feature. Ghost IUHs and naturally dyed is a brand new feature though, so those you would have never seen that in the past. Trick also put a second edit saying ghostly IUHs will now exist due to the fact that going forward, ghostly horses will rarely spawn on all islands during the Halloween event. So I know some of you guys might have commented, or some players might have commented in the Happy Acres Discord saying, how will we find IUHs for ghost horses if they're only on the Halloween island? But that's why Trick made that clarification. They'll have a rare spawn chance on all islands, which is so cool. I'm so excited for these. Ghost IUHs, Ghost naturally dies, sounds amazing. I'm the most excited about those specifically. But the Fawns and the Burgundies, imagine like a Fawn with a glacier hair. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. We have an addition to this leak, so you'll see that on the right-hand side. Trick says, in addition to this, globally ruled horses, such as those from the Golden Apple Basket, Infernals, or training receipts, will now have a chance of being naturally dyed or IUHs as well. And then Trick says, if that IUH option exists on the island you're playing on. So this means you could find a Golden Apple Frisian with a leafy IUH hair color if you received it from the Golden Apple Basket on Forest Island, Or, for example, you could find an Infernal Fjord with a prismatic hair color, since Infernals on are on Volcano Island, and Prismatic is a Volcano Island IUH color. Trick notes that these are now possible, but very, very rare. And Trick puts at the end of this leak that IUHs only track in your collection log when caught in the wild, so these won't count to your collection log. This will be added with the next update when the carnival ends. So I am so excited for this. This is so cool. It gives an incentive to use golden apple baskets on different islands instead of just on your private island, I believe, personally. It also is a really cool incentive to try to get more infernals, because usually people get like one infernal that they use and then they don't really care about turning the rest in, unless you are trying to get like specific items or just complete the burns rewards. But I think it's a great incentive for that as well. And getting some natural dyes would also be really, really cool and really fun while turning in any of those and training receipts. So I'm so excited for this. I think that's a great addition. Both of these, the IUH and natural dyed event coats and the globally ruled IUH and natural dyed horses, are such great additions. I'm personally excited. If you have opinions, let me know down below. How do you feel about this? If you're going to try to get a specific natural dye or IUH color on any of these horses, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And moving on to our last, this isn't a leak, this is a poll that was posted yesterday as well. Our last new information is a poll that we had posted and is still ongoing actually, but Trick posted in the Happy Acres Discord if you want to go answer it, asking, when there's no event in the game, should horses still have the chance to be naturally dyed with non-limited dyes such as hot pink, fire fade, purple, etc. So these normally are non-limited dyes, sorry, that you won't see spawn into wild, so potentially having the chance to have wild horses with these colors is what Trick is asking about. And currently the poll sits at a 64% for let naturally dyed horses be non-event dyes, and a 36% for naturally dyed horses should only exist during events. So if you want to vote for that, definitely head over to the Happy Acres Discord. It's looking like it'll be about a 60 to 40% ratio right now. So I'm not sure where that is going to head, but that is also a very exciting bit of information. All right, let me actually reconnect to my game. Anyways, that is it for today's video. If you want to see my second video of the day, check out my page later today or subscribe down below. I do Wild Horse Islands content every single week, and I do live streams every Saturday and Sunday, so if you're not already subscribed, subscribe down below, and I will see you guys either in my next video or live stream. Bye, everyone!